Audio race.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's just like trouble. He's left on second and change.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is the return of the UkSimracers MX5 Season 3 of 2024. It was round 9 of the autumn season, live from VIR. 5.22 kilometers of racing is going to commence here. 17 corners here at this absolute amazing circuit. Last week at Road America, if you have not watched it back, please go and watch it back. There was the greatest moment of all time with Alan Toon finally taking a class win. You do not understand how big of a deal that is unless you have followed these guys throughout their seasons they've been on JPB. It's been absolutely amazing. He's been so close, but now he actually has broken his duck. He literally, the 71-year-old, went and took a class win. It was absolutely amazing. Let's keep you up to date with the standings currently as they stand. Colin Sampson is in first position for the AMS on 6.25, only 4 points ahead of Charles Kellerman with Fiona Siddons and Alan Toon third and fourth. Craig Jones in fifth, Darren McLean, Andy Littler and Mick Barry, then the guys at the bottom not scored points this season. In the pros, it is Jamie Ayres out in front on 1,000 and I think that's actually 11. What is that supposed to be at this moment in time? 1,090 points there. Not quite sure what's gone on that one, but that's actually Dan Hunt out in front on 1,090. Jamie Ayres on 1,013. Then you got Tom Griffiths, Pete Newman, Steve Efford, PVG, Jamie Wilson, Ralph Cullinan, Ollie Ricks, Leon Jenkins, Andrew McEwen and Luke Pullen. In the overalls, this is the combined one of the multiple teams championship. Team Momo out in front on 11,586 with results clovered in second. Workguard third, then Optical Green in fourth, and DOF in fifth. Then you got Team Chimera, Pure Sim Result, Year 1, SimRace Sweden, Safeguard, Pure Sims, Leather and Aerokinetics there at the bottom. In the overall drivers standing, Dan Hunt out in front with 4,255 points. If he carries on this rate, in the next 3 rounds after this, he will be a champion of the whole tri-season. Jamie Ayres in second, then you got Pete Newman, Jamie Wilson, PVG, Steve Efford, Ralph Cullinan, Tom Griffiths in 8th place. Colin Sampson will become the AM champion if he can stay where he is, with Charles Kellerman, Fiona Siddons, Darren McLean, Ollie Ricks, Andy Littler, Darryl Wright, Alan Toon, Martin Sanson and Steve Hansford rounding out the top 18. Then you got Roger Morton, Miles Owens, Craig Jones, Mick Barry, John Sylvester, Ewan Bramer, Leon Jenkins, Callum McPherson, Andrew McEwen, Arnold Chonionier, Dan Dennison, Luke Pullen, Dan Lewis, Dries Neese and Carl Hardy. We've had 33 drivers this season here as well. Just coming to the end of practice at this moment in time here, and currently Pete Newman out in front on a 206.732 with 206.880 with Dan Hunt behind. We've also got a new driver in Michael Lake who is out on the race circuit there. So Michael's joined us for the rest of the season. So good luck to you, dear sir. It's going to be a baptism of fire for you here as well. We're going to pick up now on these guys, but let's bring Tom into the booth. Tom, welcome in. How are you?
Hello James, hello to everyone. VIR time here for these drivers.
And of course, it's a warm welcome to Michael Lake, making his debut in the championship this season, at least anyway. He's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot to learn in the circuit. He's got a lot to learn in how these Mazda MX5s work. He makes his way around the course here. But going on to what you said about Alan 2 last week, sadly, I wasn't commentating at that particular moment, but it was sensational to see him win at last in an AM. We've seen him take podiums time and time again more recently, but we didn't expect him to take a victory, but he did so last week.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. It was just one of them moments that you had to be here for. It was just absolutely incredible, and fair play to Mr. Toon on that one. I was off my seat. It was just absolutely incredible, and one that I suggest if anybody goes and looks back for, go and have a look, because yeah, it was just absolutely epic. He was so happy as well, bless him, and loved every minute of it. So fair play to Tooney on that one. We have just gone into qualifying here as well. What do we know about VIR, Tom, and what are we expecting here tonight?
Well, this is my first time commentating on a race at the Virginia International Raceway. It had a 26-year hiatus, didn't it, from any form of motor racing from 1974 to its reopening in 2000. Home for the Inter Sports Car Championship, GT World Challenge America, Trans Am Series. They will also be hosting the Moto America Championship, but of course it's previously hosted the DCA runoffs and the NASCAR K&M Pro Series East Biscuitville 125. Goodness knows what that is. Someone will have to answer what exactly that particular championship was all about. But either way, the Americans do know their race, and they do put on a lot of great showing there. You've just seen Alan Singh go for a spin on his outlap, which is a little bit unlike. Is that so? No, it's Michael Lake, isn't it?
Yeah, Michael Lake. Yeah, he has, bless him. He's had IRC for about 4 weeks here as Michael Lake, and he's still sort of getting to grips with everything here as well. Dan Hunt out on his qualifying lap as well. Further up the road there is Steve Hefford, the Momo boys, Jamie Ayres, PVG, all together. We've also got the likes of Craig Jones back out on the race circuit as well. First bit of practice he did was about 25 minutes ago, so God help anybody who's in and around Craig Jones. Pete Newman there with Darren McLean and Charles Kellerman out on track as well. Jamie Wilson there once again. So as per normal, the three Momo boys working together. Long straightaways here as well. I think, you know, that famous run from the oak tree right the way down into the roller coaster. This could deliver some great racing. This could be an absolute barnstormer.
Yeah, that long straight after the exit of the last corner all the way down the pit straight. Turn 17 and beginning of 18. Bearing in mind there are a lot of things which are like names with the letters after them. That makes sense. It's not like turn 1 and turn 2. It's a lot more complicated, so I'll let you in that regard.
Oh, dude, this is one of these racetracks that basically is part of the USA. The problem with the USA is like Road America. There's a random turn number 2, which nobody really counts. There's 3 to 5, you know what I mean? And then you got 13, 13A, and VIR is no different. It's like 8, 9, which is an absolute pointless number system because they're not really turns going down here as well. But we're thankful we're on this course, to be fair, because if we were on the Grand East course, there's 23 corners. You got 10A, 10B, 10C, 12A, 12B. So, you know, I don't know why they didn't just go 9, 10, 11, 12, but they didn't. So I can't answer that one, mate, but that is just the American number system all together for race circuits. It drives me absolutely bonkers when they start putting things in of 10A and 10B, but we have got it here as well. They're on that run down into turn 14. They will go 14, 15, and then they'll go 16A, 16B before they go round to 17. Good evening, Phil. Welcome in chat as well. Soul Chain was in earlier on. Tough track today. Can't wait to see the carnage or lack of. I think carnage might be a better word, as we've got some times on the board at the moment. Jamie Wilson 2:13, 7:23. I do expect them times to get quicker as well, Tom, as the qualifying session goes on.
Yeah, I just think so as well. A lot of times to get all the corners nailed on. Just see Pete Van Gogh, I think it is, that's just going over the line, complete his first timed lap, or first representative lap of this qualifying session. Now, the fastest time we saw in practice was a 2 minute 6, I believe. So I'd expect the lap times to go up massively here, and Dan Hunt goes to the top with a 2 minute 6.5.
Yeah, the first one's coming down on that one. You see Steve Hefford going off the side of the circuit. That's never good. Going in through the horseshoe at turn number 1, but Dan Hunt absolutely flying. He's also off the side of the circuit there as well. I don't think that's going to be the only person off the side of the circuit there. I think, you know, there's going to be plenty more here, but we have to give a big shout out to the 71-year-old Mr. Alan Toon. First class victory last week. One of the best moment ever in the UK SimRacers, apart from Mick Barry taking the first AM overall win ever into Lagos when he beat Steve Hefford to the run to the line. It was absolutely amazing. But yeah, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it back. It was just absolutely iconic. Dan Hunt, PBG in there as well. Who we got improving? Mr. Jamie Ayres has got some improvements on the board here, and I think that's going to be a moment. I think we're going to have, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sectors here at VIR, spread across the 17 turns, and at the moment we've just gone round the oak tree, which is no longer there. Do you know why the oak tree is not there anymore, Tom?
Wouldn't be able to answer that question.
It got struck by lightning. It got struck by lightning in real life, and they had to remove it for that purpose because it was deemed unsafe. But there was a big, burly, overhanging oak tree that's been there for years, and due to it getting struck by lightning, they had to remove it for safety reasons. Of course, it was in iRacing, and then iRacing followed as well. So yeah, so that's why we've got no tree there anymore at a corner called the oak tree. So there we go. Learn something new every day, Tom.
Yes. We've just seen Jamie Ayres go over the line in front of Tom Griffiths here, both aiming to improve their positions. Griffiths is aiming for a much better lap time. It's not a representative lap time he posted before, but it is now. He goes onto the front row next to Dan Hunt. Jamie Ayres goes up to the 4th position behind his Momo teammate PVG. Darren McLean getting his first time on the board. Charles Kellerman going fastest of all those in the AMS, ahead of Leon Jenkins, who's a pro. Jamie Wilson moving up, who's also in a pro. So the top 3 in the AMS are Kellerman, Sanson and McLean. Michael Lake getting himself up the order. He posted his best time of the evening so far, 2 minutes 11.4, which is not too bad of a time given the nature of this racetrack.
Yeah, definitely not. And I think it's going to be a tough learning curve for him. I think that's going to be the thing for Michael Lake. As we said, he's literally only had iRacing for 4 weeks, I believe it is. So he's going to have to, yeah, learn fast here, because it is a great series to try and learn in, but there are some very, very quick individuals here as well. So yeah, going to be tough for Michael Lake, but I'm sure these guys will help him, and I'm sure that they will give him the assistance he needs here, and something for him to get his teeth into and try and get up the order. I think that's the most important thing at this moment in time. We'll be getting up the order and trying to improve as quickly as he can, because he is going to have some improvements, and he's going to have to make quite a lot to keep up with some of these faster guys, Tom, as well.
Ralph Cullen's got a time still yet to be put on the board. He's just going through on Jamie Ayres now, and he's heading towards the end of the lap. I think he's going towards the sort of slower chicane of the lap before the lap is out. I think I'm correct with that.
Turn 13 and 14. He's in, just coming into the roller coaster.
He's heading towards the last corner of the hog pen. And it's the front straight with Kink included before he heads over the line. Where does Ralph Cullen go here?
Let's see, the line is all the way down. He's got a long run. There's the start of the grid box position, so he's got a little bit of a run down. There he goes over the line. Is he going to go up? He is in 9th. What about Newman? Puts himself in 2nd place. There was purples on the board for Pete Newman. Great job. Colin Sampson comes over the line as well. Jamie Wilson is another one coming over the line, sitting currently in the overall for the season in 3rd place. He's about 758 points back away from Dan Hunt, but that's never to say that he's not in with an opportunity. Leon Jenkins, Michael Lake there improving, sitting in 13th. Craig Jones down on a 2:18 at the moment, a long way off the pace for the safeguard result man here. He's going to have to pull his finger out, is Mr. Jones, and try and get a little bit quicker, but it's going to be very, very interesting indeed. I hope everybody's had a great day today, and one that they can all sit back and be happy about on this one. I've had one of them days that's just been non-stop today, so unfortunately it's just been very, very busy indeed. I didn't even drive in the Aussie V8 League this morning. Could be also due to the fact that I didn't get to bed till 4 o'clock, and then didn't want to be up at 7 to drive it. So unfortunately I missed today, so that would be my drop week. But yeah, we'll see how it goes next time out. But Darren McLean, Ralph Cullen and Craig Jones. Alan Toon is down the back end as well. Siddons is in pit road. And I'm wondering if that's due to any issues with Fiona Siddons, or she's just not chosen to qualify. And at the moment here, Tom, I think she's just not chosen to qualify.
Well, I mean, it's fair play. I mean, she's going to be fighting it towards the back anyway, not wanting to get involved in any first lap mayhem. That's probably what's going through her mind. It'll be quite a tough evening for Fiona Siddons because she's got some top opposition to face. And I don't know how many AM podiums she's had so far this season. We've seen before that she's won in class before at Brands Hatch, if you remember. Down the order. Obviously, Sullivan's got 1 class win in the AMs. Sanderson's got 10. Kellerman and McLean have got 7 each. Siddons has won 2 AM races. Craig Jones has won 5.
Yeah, don't give him too much props, mate. We know Craig's head grows rapidly at the first sign of things that he achieves here, but it is Charles Kellerman in the AMs on a 208.269. The Hereford has just jumped to Leon Jenkins. He's down there as well on a 208.42. Colin Sanson is sitting second in the AMs at the moment, 208.695 with Ralph Cullinan and Darren McLean all in there as well. Craig Jones further back. He has made an improvement to a 210.38, but still quite far off the pace is the man from Safeguard by Result. Michael Lake on a 211.27. Tooney on a 213.13. So they've got 3 minutes to go. So if they've crossed the line, they might just be able to get one more lap in after this one. So good luck to them. But I think a lot of them will be on their final lap of the evening here as well, because as we all know, once you cross the line and your qualifying time runs out, that is it. So they're only going to get this lap here as well. Tom, you've driven VIR before?
I haven't actually. I'm looking at the times from Colin Sanson, who's got 2 greens in the first 2, but he's gone back down into the yellow for sector 3. We'll see how he gets on in sector 4, which will be on the back straight. Before it gets to the likes of turns 13 and 14 of the roller coaster. And Sanson, are we seeing an update on the caption at the bottom? Are we seeing a green? We are seeing a green, so that's 3 out of 4 greens on this lap for Colin Sanson. He needs a better time here and then potentially out-qualifying his rival Charles Kellerman.
Yeah, he's trying at the moment there. Colin Sampson sitting in 10th place, coming in through the hog pen, the final corner of the race circuit. That long looping right-hander. He's going to get a draft from Darren McLean. This is definitely going to help him here. Is Sampson going to go quicker in through now as well? He really doesn't want Darren McLean weaving around. He nearly needs to go over the line and clear him. He does. He goes into 4th. 207.941 sorry, for Colin Sampson, assisted with the draft there as well. That draft played a massive part coming out the back of Darren McLean. Jamie Wilson over the line as well. A lot of people I would have thought would park it after this one because they're not going to get another lap in. Tooney is here with PVG in through the roller coaster. He's got an improvement in sectors 3 for Alan Toon. Michael Lake's got an improvement in sectors 4. So it will be Lake over the line first. Let's see how he does. Is he going to be able to get how much further up the order is he going to be able to get? Is he going to be able to break into that 210 mark for Mr. Lake? Here he goes up to the line. What is his time going to be? Is it going to be a 210? Is it? No, it's not. What about Sir Alan Turner? Has he made an improvement here as well? No. So anybody out on the racetrack now that's not finished their lap, you're not going to get a chance to finish it. And then we'll have the grid for race number 1. It's, yeah, going to be very, very exciting indeed.
I think Sir Alan did improve his time, just not his position, James. Michael Lake did not improve his time at all. It was a 2:13 that last lap he just posted. But at least he's ahead of Sir Alan soon on merit anyway. And he'll be ahead of Fiona Siddons on the grid. So Michael Lake has got a little bit of something to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he has once again. Let's bring you up the grid for the first race of the evening. Dan Hunt is in pole position with Pete Newman in second. Then you've got Tom Griffiths, Colin Sampson's there in fourth. Then PVG, Jamie Wilson, Jamie Ayres, Charles Kellerman, Steve Hefford, Leon Jenkins, Ralph Cullinan and Darren McLean is there in 12th. Then you've got Craig Jones, Michael Lake, Sir Alan Toon and Fiona Siddons finishing off there as well. Pop it in to check out a different race today. Good luck, everybody, says Tarina, who comes along on one of the NASCAR races. Normally on... oh, my God. Tarina, is it Tuesday night? BSC? Oh, racking my brains now. I think it's Tuesday for the BSC. Tarina is normally there. We've got 4 15-minute races, Tarina. It's going to be very, very exciting indeed. So tune in and stay tuned, because I can tell you one thing, it's going to be absolutely manic. We've got a top 12 reverse for race number 2. So race 2 will be a top 12, but we've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Ladies and gentlemen, we are green, green, green. Dan Hunt missed the start. Pete Newman is going to make the run to him now as well. He's already coming up alongside him here, going down into the horseshoe, turn number 1, and around they go. Dan Hunt still managing to hold on, and yes, he did make it out in front at the moment here, but it is Dan Hunt, Pete Newman, Tom Griffiths, PVG, Colin Sampson all in there, Jamie Ayres, Steve Hefford battling it out as well, sitting in 8th place at the moment through the left-hander of NASCAR Bend, then through left hook, which is his left-hander here, but it is Dan Hunt coming out in lead at the moment here as well, Pete, and Tom, and doing a great job.
Yeah, he got exactly the side he wanted, and he had the high ground into turn number 1, so it was rather easy for Dan Hunt to maintain the advantage over Pete Newman. The top 3 remaining in the same positions they were on the grid. PVG moving up at the expense of Colin Sampson, which is no surprise anyway. But looking at PVG, who's getting a good run on Griffiths as they head towards the infield.
You see Pete Newman there, tucked in right behind him currently at the moment. PVG in the mix with Griffiths coming into that horseshoe now. Who's going to be able to get through here? Very, very difficult indeed for these guys in around the oak tree. On that run now, this is where I expect it to go a little bit crazy. This is that long run down here as well. Dan Hunt out in front. The draft on the left-hand side coming down. You can see 2 tenths at the moment. 2.6, 2.5, 2.3. Now he's getting closer. He's going to go faster. Griffiths is in the same boat. Newman's going to look at pulling out, going into the left-hand side. Griffiths has got nowhere to go. Into turn 13. Round the roller coaster. Pete Newman hard on the brakes, trying to go around the outside. He needs the inside for next turn. Through 16A, he does manage to stay out in front at this moment. Through 16B, he goes dropping down into the hog pen, and now Pete Newman takes the lead there as well. PVG in the mix behind Tom Griffiths as well, but that is one of the places, Tom, that I expect most of it to go.
Yeah, well, Pete Newman pulled off a brilliant slingshot manoeuvre on Dan Hunt to get the job done, and now we're looking at PVG who gets on the grass there. That'll lose him a little bit of ground to Tom Griffiths ahead. Ralph Cullinan getting through on Leon Jenkins for 10th place overall. But the AM leader is still Colin Sampson ahead of Charles Killerman and Darren McLean.
Yeah, but I can tell you now as well, there's not a lot of gap through the whole field. It's 6 seconds down to Alan Toon. Sid and Fiona did not take to the racetrack at all for Fiona Siddons, but these guys did, and they're continuing to fight it out. Jamie Ayres in behind PVG through the right-hander of 5A, down through the snake section. This is why we go right here as well. We go left, we go right, we go left. But what we actually do if we're in the car, we straight line it, because there is enough place to be able to do it. We cannot straight the next section though. We've got to go here as well. We turn right, we turn left, we turn right again, up over the crest of the hill. Now we're coming into a left-hander that you don't want to be on the outside for. Otherwise you end up on the grass, going down that hill into the Oak Tree. Tom Griffiths hard on the defense with PVG. PVG's overcooked it going into the corner. That's going to allow Jamie Ayres to come through. PVG got it all wrong there, Tom, and has lost a position.
Yeah, and that's what the sequence of corners can do to you. One small mistake and it just puts you out of line for the rest of the sequence. And he's down to fifth place, actually, to PVG, so he's only lost one position. But back up for the lead is intensifying once more.
Yeah, there goes Pete Newman, Dan Hunt through in that MX5 at this moment in time. There's going to be a lot more people doing the same thing. Wilson tried it, didn't quite make it work. Steve Hefford and there as well. Goes round backwards into Kellerman Cullinan. Oh, boys, hit the brakes. Oh, they didn't hit the brakes. Everybody just came in to Steve Hefford there. He got it all wrong, over the curb, on the grass, round he goes, rolls back into the track, bang, 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 bang. Oh, it was like, oh, Tooney. Oh, through he goes there for Sir Alan Toon. But that's put Jones, Kellerman, Jenkins all in pit road. Steve Hefford surely should have gone in. Ralph Cullinan is going in as well. That's put Alan Toon into fourth in the AM Championship overall. Big mistake from Steve, caused absolute carnage.
Well, that was just mayhem, similar to what we saw in Road America last week. And, well, I think that I don't know if it's been a lucky couple of weeks for Alan Toon there with all the carnage that's been going on involving these. And, yeah, he lives. We're still seeing someone going off there. Is that PVG again? That's just gone off there.
Yeah, he has, but he's managed to recover in front of Colin Sampson there. Dan Hunt with Pete Newman tucked in right behind him at the moment. You can see Cullen and Jones, Kellerman, Jenkins all in the pit road there. And these guys are going once more through South Bend, turn 10, the left-hander. Pete Newman tucked in once more. Is it going to be a run out here as well? I think it could be a run, Tom, down that backstretch.
Well, it's going to be take number 3 between these two, and it's not going to be the last we'll be seeing for the rest of the evening. And we just need to hope that they all get through safely this time. I'd be interested to see a replay of the accident again, James, because it looks like Hefford had gone round. Did he make contact with Sanson before they got into turn 13 and 14, the roller coaster?
Ooh, let's have a look, see if we can find a decent position there and see what we can do. Let this one just play out for a brief minute here. Through the left-hander they go. Now through the right, he's still going to have hold of it there. That is on board. Where do we want? We want Colin Sampson. Ooh, just missed it. Let's see if we can go back a little bit there as well. My bad. There's Hefford there. Does he cross across the nose? Ooh,
Sampson runs into him.
Yeah. Sampson gives him a little hit, and then all of a sudden it's just game over for everybody in behind. But Dan Hunt, Newman, Griffiths, Ayres, Wilson, all in the battle here. PVG, Colin Sampson. Sampson's going to have the inside line coming down into the horseshoe through the right-hander here. And is he going to be able to get it? No. PVG does manage to hold on. Still battles out in front there as well. It is OGL Torino. Yes, no worries at all. Excited. They're back at it this week after the break. Bored with not watching. But there you go. You'll have something to watch. You stay here, watch this, because we've got 4 races for you this evening here as well. We will take a break after race number 2. We've got to change sessions, go into the next one. But then we'll have race 3 and race 4. It's an absolutely banging evening of racing here at a circuit, Tom, that I think that back stretch could provide most of the overtakes.
Yeah, you would think so too. And hello to Serena as well, which is a name which I remember from the OGRL days. And it's a brilliant championship to watch as well, with so many competitors involved in what is essentially, well, I'm just trying to remember what it is actually. It's a mixture of 3 classes, and that's what I'm trying to get out of my head. It's a Sunday lunchtime over here in the UK when it's being broadcast, so that's probably why I'm getting mixed up maybe with another series. By the way, back to the action, with Dan Hunt leading the way ahead of Pete Newman, still first and second with Griffiths, Ayres and Wilson, contemplating when to go for a move, because they won't have many chances on the back straight to get them moved on. We're on lap number 4. I would expect we may be looking at 4 more laps of racing at most.
Yeah, 2-minute lap times out of 15 minutes normally gives us about 7 laps. Dan Hunt has lost up place to Pete Newman. There he is on the left-hand side. What's going on behind? Did Wilson get anyone? He didn't. Jamie Ayres didn't quite get there either. Through the left-hander we go here. And now through the next left of 16B, through the right-hander of Hogpen. It's going to be that run out once more. Wilson's going to be here trying to get onto the back of Ayres. He's got to use Jamie Ayres to stay in contact with him on that run down into turn 1 here. Let's see how they all get on here once again. Ayres is tucked in there. He's going to go and send it on the inside of Tom Griffiths. He's going to have his nose ahead. That is Ayres' corner. Can he now stop it for the horseshoe? He can. Griffiths on the outside. I think this is going to be the last we see of Griffiths. I think Jamie Ayres is going to get this, and I believe he has got it over Tom Griffiths. Set him up again there, Tom. Run down into turn 1. Got him all day.
Yeah, superb, I would say, from Jamie Ayres. Completed it with a nice move on the inside into the first hairpin of the course. You see they're all settling again through the sequence of corners here. They are the top 5 in your picture. EVG is a few seconds back with Colin Sensen, the company. Sensen convincingly leading the AMs with Michael Lake and Sir Alan Toome on course for AM podiums in the first race of tonight.
Yeah, Tony there sitting in a podium as well. Michael Lake is there, doing a great job for his opening race of the season. So great job from Michael Lake at the moment, sitting down here, chasing down Colin Sampson, 13 seconds. He's got 4.8 seconds to Alan Toone, who's further back, but it is this front 5 that are providing all the action, and Griffiths just got that horribly wrong on the left-hand side. There he is, the blue machine, with Wilson just tucking up right beside him at the moment. It's going to be side by side. I've said before, if you're on the outside, you're going to be in a little bit of danger here. You want to make sure you're not, but they're still going side by side at the moment. The front 3 are also swapping backwards and forwards. Newman, Ayres, Hunt. Newman gave him a little nudge in there. Tom Griffiths is off the side of the circuit, unfortunately, there as well. Was that all on his own? I did say about not going side by side. I tried to express to them not to go side by side. Was there contact coming through? Oh,
he doesn't.
yes.
He gets knocked off by Wilson, doesn't he?
Yeah, side to side on that one.
Well, we'll leave that for the stewards to decide later on, should they make an investigation to that. But we've got Hunt and Ayres doing battle once more on the way into turn number 1. Hunt holds his line, but Ayres will want to try and make a slingshot back through, but Hunt reads it and prevents him from getting through this time around. We're looking at Newman and Wilson, who were just waiting to pounce there, and they got over the line, so we're going to be tight for time, whether it's going to be an 8-lap race or whether it's just going to be 7.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very close indeed. I show up Sundays for the commentary of JP's jokes. Thank you very much, Tarina. Glad to know you remember me for something here as well. On that one, Dan Hunt fighting it out at the front with Jamie Ayres and also Pete Newman and Jamie Wilson. There will be stay for the 5-minute warm-up here, guys. There will be a little announcement coming from us up here in the booth. But Dan Hunt doing a great job at this moment in time. I think there is only going to be one more after this. I don't think they're going to have enough to get to. I think it's going to be a 7-lap evening of racing, apart from obviously if we get rain, Tom, and then we might end up only with 6.
Well, we'll wait and see. The drivers know how challenging it is, unless you are Michael Lake, of course, because I don't know how much practice he's had in wet weather conditions, but it's most certainly going to be a baptism of fire for him, which is ironic because we're racing in water, not fire, but there you go. And Hunt is having to fend off Ayres for the time being as they come towards the roller coaster once more. Will they leave each other room on entry? They do. Ayres gets his nose in front before they get to the complex, and Hunt has to settle in for second, but needs to watch for Jamie Wilson and Pete Newman. With a fight of their own, Wilson gets allowed through by Newman, and they leave each other enough room and respect, and they can all settle in for one more tour. We'll just wait for the white flag from the
very close.
Marshal of Barney. Yeah, it's going to be very, very close. Coming over the line, 2 minutes 14. We're looking at 2 minutes 6 lap times, won't we? So they're going over the line now. I think they've got one more lap.
No, yeah, he's waving. Last lap of the race, you can see Jamie Ayres there as well. I don't know if he thinks it's finished, but it definitely ain't, mate, because you've literally just gone all the way to the back end of the field. You're not out of fuel, are you?
Look at his steering there. Ooh. He hit. I don't think he's had a slowdown penalty or anything like that, has he?
No, but I'm not even sure what he's hit. For some reason, I've got no volume on anything, which is really quite worrying.
So he's going. Well, if you want my view on the volume of it all, his revs are still going. I don't know if he allowed the 3 through just so that he lets them all fight themselves and they can just pick up the pieces should they all come together. But he won't know that until they get round it. But anyway, PVG has been in the wars, so that's his race over, unfortunately for him. Another race, another retirement for PVG. We'll get a replay as to what actually has been going on involving him.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling it's just all on his own. Over the curb he goes, bounces it, unsettles the car, snap right, snap left, bang, tyre barrier for Pete Van Gool. But final lap, this is the final run now. This is where it's all going to come down to who's going to get where. Hold on to your hats on this one, because I've got a funny feeling you may see people coming through all over the place. It is the checkered flag. They've still got a long run. This still is not done by any shape of the imagination. They've got to go down here as well. Newman pulls out. Here comes Wilson. Here comes Wilson. The gate's open for a 3 wide. He didn't take it that time. No! No! Newman's in the wall. Ayres is out. Hunt's out. It's going to leave Jamie Wilson, who is going to grab the victory through turn 16B, through the right-hander of Hogpen. Jamie Wilson is the mop of the group. He's mopped up the places. He's taken it away from all of them, and he wraps up the win. He sat there. He did not send it 3 wide, and he come over the line for that victory. Colin Sampson's going to take second overall as well, and he wraps up the AMs. Jamie Ayres with Tom Griffiths fighting, still somehow going over the line. I don't know how Ayres got over the line, considering his left front wheel is stuck out the other way, and unfortunately it all goes a little bit wrong for them guys. Michael Lake takes a second place, and Sir Alan Toon takes a podium here as well, grabs a 3rd place. But boy, oh boy, that was just what went on towards the end here. A little bit too far back on that one. Let's see if we can get it here. Nope, that's too far. Where is it? Here it is as well. Before it changes over session, you see Wilson just hanging back. Newman bounces the curb. He bounces he bounces the curb, didn't he? And then he just got velcroed in there. And unfortunately, it was all just a little bit too much from that one, Tom.
Well, it looks like Hunt expected Newman to turn in earlier than he did, and he didn't quite do so. Or maybe he expected Newman to turn in later than he did, and that's why he started to turn into the left as he did so. So it may go down as a racing collision, but Jamie Wilson picking up the pieces, and Jamie Ayres, I don't know how on earth he managed to get over the line with that crooked tyre on the right-hand side of his car.
Yeah, I have no idea, mate, on that one. Honestly, might have to watch more broadcasts if the races are this intense. Tarina, this is only race 1. We got 3 more to go. Trust me, they do get more and more intense as the evening goes on. Ralph Cullinan there is going to finish in behind Craig Jones, who grabs 6th, who's got a very sick-looking car. Or unless that's just him being incredibly slow there for Craig Jones. Did he go off the side of the circuit or something? He did, unfortunately for Craig, but Ralph Cullinan's going to come over the line behind him now as well. He's got no front end whatsoever for Ralph on that one. That is the end of race number 1. So there we go. Jamie Wilson takes the win. Colin Sampson grabs 2nd overall, 1st in the AMs. Then you got Jamie Ayres and Tom Griffiths rounding off the pro podium. Then you got Pete Newman and Michael Lake grabbing a podium for the AMs in the 6th place. So Alan Toon, podium for the AMs in 7th. Then Darren McLean, Steve Everett, Charles Kellerman, Craig Jones, Dan Hunt, PVG, Ralph Cullinan, Leon Jenkins, and of course no Fiona Siddons. Right, announcement time. As we all know, every year Mr. Jimmy Broadbent puts on the race for mental health over this weekend on the 9th and the 10th. Now, the announcement is the fact that JPB will be broadcasting that race. Okay, so on the 9th and 10th this weekend, there is a 24-hour race going on JPB. We will be broadcasting the race for Jimmy Broadbent as well. So much love to Jimmy for bringing us on that one. And we will be broadcasting the whole of the 24 hours here as well. It is at Zolder, so you can come along. If you do want to donate at any point, that would be absolutely amazing. There is the Just Giving link, and you can get yourself involved in that one. That would be absolutely amazing. But yes, JPB is broadcasting the Jimmy Broadbent race for mental health. So yes, much love to all of them. There's a star-studded lineup taking part in this race. Lots of iRacing YouTubers. There is also a real world F1 champion in Max Verstappen taking part here as well. So if you want to come along and join in this weekend, you can. It's happening all Saturday through Sunday, right the way through till Sunday afternoon, I believe it is, at about 3 o'clock. So if you want to get yourself involved, you've got myself on there, Paul Glover's on there, Alex Goldschmidt, Nico Hildebrand, Bradley Dalton, Hamish Monroe, Dean Biggles is on there as well. Lots of us will be swapping in and out over that Saturday. So if you get yourself involved, you can come and see some great drivers. They've got Tony Kanaan is also taking part. There is a list of others as well. I will try and get to the list of people that are all taking part, but Tony Kanaan and Max Verstappen are on the driver list for that one. So if you want to get yourself involved, come and get yourself involved in this weekend. It goes off about 2 o'clock on Saturday, 2 p.m. on Saturday, and it runs all the way through till Sunday afternoon. Obviously, Tarina, that means I won't be on OGRL because I'll be on this one. So yeah, unfortunately for that. So I will miss you Sunday, but it is for a worthy cause. So that's great on that one. So much love to everybody for that. It's going to be a fun 24 hours. Race number 2, Tom, top 12 reverse, going to be exciting.
Yeah, and that explains why the drivers who came in for repairs remained out there, so that they ended up at the front of the field for race number 2.
Yes.
And Ralph Cullinan, who I believe ended up finishing P12, well, he's got a chance to go for essentially a win, because we've not seen too many of those by his standards.
Yeah, absolutely. Poor old Ralph's had a bit of a rough one. So there we go on that. But yeah. Oh, right, settle back. We've got a minute to go before race number 2. As I said, after race number 2, we take a break for about 5 to 10 minutes. If you want to grab a drink during that time or get some popcorn, that would be amazing. On that, I'll just have to watch both then. Amazing cause will be donating this weekend. That's absolutely awesome for you as well. Much love for that. Serena, as I said, we're running for the whole 24. So if you need anything to do over that 24 hours, please jump in. Come and say hi. That would be absolutely amazing. And you can, come and say hi to us. So say, I will be on for some of it as well. Obviously, there are times where I will need to sleep. I'm not quite a robot, but I will be there as well. And as I say, we've got Alex Goldschmidt, Nicholas Hildebrand, Paul Glover, Hamish Monroe, Brad is all on. Bradley Dalton, I should say, is all on there. So there's lots of us swapping in and out and in and out and in and out. So yeah, there'll be plenty more voices, bar just mine, especially overnight, where we've got Hamish Monroe and Bradley Dalton, so an Australian and an American in the booth overnight. So that would be absolutely amazing if you can come and join us on that one. We will be broadcasting the whole race. Right, grid for race number 2. Dan Hunt is on pole position with Craig Jones in second and Charles Kellerman third. Steve Everett in fourth and Darren McLean fifth, Sir Alan Toon sixth. Michael Lake in seventh, ahead of Pete Newman, Tom Griffiths and Jamie Ayres. Then Colin Sampson and also Jamie Wilson. Pete VG, Ralph Cullinan, Leon Jenkins and Fiona Siddons. They all just missed out on that top 12 reverse. There's Dan Hunt sitting on pole at this moment in time. Being in the US, I think we have opposite wake windows, so it might work out. Well, yeah, you can listen to other people apart from me, to be fair. I think we're like 5 hours or 4 hours now, because obviously we've gone back, and you don't go back until, actually you went back last weekend, so we're back to 5 hours I believe here as well. Well, Tarina, it's literally 20 to 9 in the evening, so whatever time it is over there, that's how long the time difference it is. So when we say it starts at 2 p.m. UK time, take off whatever it is there. All right, here we go. Right, there we go. Now we've figured out the time zones are absolutely horrible. Lights are on. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Ladies and gentlemen, race number 2 is green, green, green. Dan Hunt gets off the line. Craig Jones comes over to cover him off. Hefford's taking a move on Charles Kellerman. He wants that inside line going around the horseshoe. He muscled him out of the way there, did Charles Kellerman. Get muscled out by Steve Hefford. And now he's sat in the middle of the track. Michael Lake trying to come alongside him as well. They're almost going to be 3 wide on the exit. That's Lake, Kellerman and McLean all battling out at the beginning of this race. It is absolutely a ding-dong fight. Down through into NASCAR Bend, then through Left Hurt for the first run, out through the Snake here from turn 4B, 5A and 6 and 7. That will do here once again. But to be honest with you, Tom, Dan Hunt did what he had to do. He got off the line cleanly.
A superb start from Dan Hunt yet again from pole position ahead of Craig Jones. Steve Everett making his move on Charles Kellerman as well. And like you say, a ding-dong battle all the way through the slalom section of that first part of the course. And now it's just all about settling before they get to the hairpin before the back straight. The name of the hairpin is the oak tree, which is mention of what we said about that oak tree got struck by lightning and they knocked the tree down altogether for safety reasons. But Dan Hunt's come around to it now, and he's in the lead, hoping he can go all the way to the checkered flag this time.
Well, here we go. This is where the draft's going to pick up now. This could be Craig Jones' moment. Does he sit back and wait and watch? Or does he go for it? He's closing in 4 attempts. It's not as close as Steve Hefford is to him, though. So good old Craig Jones in there at the moment. Hefford's going to take that inside line. He's going to get the run. They're going to try this too wide. We've seen this. It doesn't work. It does not work. But let's see what Jones does. He backs in behind Steve Hefford, gives Hefford the corner, and Craig Jones ends up down in third, but still leading the hounds with Kellerman and McLean in there. Pete Newman trying to gain some positions up as well. We've got Leon Jenkins, Jamie Wilson, PVG having a good old scrap. Then Ralph Cullinan and Sir Alan Toon there. But yeah, these guys having a right little ding-dong. So is Pete Newman, so is Darren McLean as they go side by side on that run down into turn 1.
Pete Newman is looming in behind. He's making his way through on McLean, no problem whatsoever before they get to turn number 1 at the beginning of the second lap. And Newman will just need to settle in now and focus on his next target. Of course, he won't have long to catch up to them, but it won't be too long before he gets up to the rear of both of those AM drivers of Craig Jones and Charles Kellerman. We can see Tom Griffiths just behind making a move of his own on what looks like Darren McLean. He's fighting with. Griffiths needs to dispose of him as soon as he can, but he has to lift off the accelerator there to make sure he didn't run into it.
He did an early lift from Tom Griffiths there. PVG in behind Wilson, Sampson in behind Lake. This is for 4th place in the AMS. See on the left-hand side, Jones, Kellerman, McLean, Lake, Sampson, Toon. And then you got Hunt, Hefford, Newman, Griffiths all in the mix here once again. Griffiths still fighting out with McLean on that run now down through to South Bend. Again, you don't want to be on the outside. It doesn't work because one of you will end up in the grass on the dip. We've got Charles Kellerman fighting as hard as he can with Craig Jones into the oak tree. They go through the right-hander. Jones hard on the brakes. He's carried it through now. Brakes again. Gets it hooked into the apex. But now this is where Kellerman's moment. Is he going to be able to get this currently at the moment? Hefford there as well behind Hunt. 6 attempts back. Kellerman's 2 2-2. He's coming down at the moment. Is he going to reach 2-2, 2-1, 2-0? Now we're into that 1/10 category. Now we're going to be sucked into the back of Craig Jones harder than a Hoover. Here we go now as well. Kellerman going to look at the inside. He's still got a little bit of time. He is not going to look at the inside this time. Through turn 13, turn 14, and then through the left-hander. And Charles Kellerman didn't quite make it through, but PVG did make it through on Darren McLean. There is McLean tucked in right behind him. But I can tell you one thing there as well, Tom. Charles Kellerman had a moment, had an opportunity, and I thought he might have done it.
Well, there you go. I mean, Kellerman on the tail there of Ray Jones almost, but he's got Pete Newman still going side by side with the Jamaican all the way through the pitch straight they come. And Newman is just there about. Kellerman will have the inside line for turn number 1 as they go into the corner there. Newman was able to break them later, and unsurprisingly, he's got the move done. Kellerman will just need to just settle in behind, stay within the draft. And when it comes up to Craig Jones, he'll be dropping further back from Steve Hefford. It won't be too long before Newman gets through, and then Kellerman may be able to find a door of which he can get through.
Yeah, there is Pete Newman. You see in that Pure Sims outfit machine. Kellerman's tucked in behind. Newman's now setting after the green and black of Jones in front. Jones is trying to set after Hefford and Hunt. We've got battles here with Sampson. He's trying to have a go at Jenkins, Wilson, McLean, Van Gaal in there, and Lake at the front here under pressure from PVG, sitting third in the AMS at this moment in time. 8th overall for Michael Lake. Oh, PVG's off the circuit. He's still off the circuit. Where's he going? Where are you going? No, you don't need the toilet. Oh, dearie me. PVG parks it in and goes to the lure at VIR. Oh, unfortunately for him. Oh, imagine that, going to the toilet halfway through the race for PVG.
Oh, couldn't have written it, could you?
No, you couldn't. He gave it to me, didn't he? He left the door wide open. He went to park right next to a Portaloo. So what am I supposed to do on that one? You give me that and I'm going to take it from you. Newman's going to have a go with Jones here through the left-hand. There he goes. Oh, dearie me. Oh. Professional outfit on JPB. Stop it, everyone. Behave yourselves as well. Pete Newman makes it up into third there as well. Oh, dearie me. Poor old PVG. Dan Hunt's still there.
I'll tell you what, James, how about I take over for a few minutes while I'll let you calm down, and then we've got to focus on Dan Hunt still leading the way ahead of Hefford as they come towards turn number 1 on the 3rd lap. And then we've got Newman in 3rd place. Craig Jones still the leader of the AMS in 4th. And then it's Charles Kellerman, Tom Griffiths, Jamie Ayres, and then Jamie Wilson in the top 8 positions, with Darren McLean completing the AM podium finish. We've got a battle between Jones and Kellerman now as they head towards turns number 2 and 3.
All right. Kellerman does make it through. Oh, Craig Jones, I'm done now. Finished it here as well. Now through the left-hander, through the right-hander we go. Now it's going to be the run through the snake. Is Jones going to be able to get close enough to Kellerman? It does look like Kellerman's a little bit more comfortable. There was a big puff of smoke at the back there, and that is why Tom Griffiths goes off there. Unfortunately for him, he bounces up. Is there contact? Nope. He's unsettled the car. He's Ralph Cullen-esque it from race number 1, and around he's gone there, just unsettling the car. Now Jamie Ayres under attack. He's been literally under the cosh from Wilson. Wilson's tucked in right behind him. Down they go through the right-hander of the oak tree. And Wilson's going to get there as well. It's going to be here. This is where these runs are going to make, I think, as well. Tom, Pete Newman, Steve Hefford, Dan Hunt out front again.
Yeah, well, this is going to be nail-biting stuff between the pair of them. Who is going to have the bit between their teeth? Hunt, Hefford or Newman as they head towards the roller coaster of this VIR course, the full layout here. As they head towards, you can see Hefford taking over leadership, Hunt not fighting it, and wisely so. And he lets Hefford go, and he's sort of focused on keeping Newman back.
The problem is they've got a straightaway out the final corner. This is the problem for these guys. There is this right-hander through the hog pen. You saw Hefford take a lot of the curb there. Now, here we go. This is where Hunt's going to close in. This is where Newman's going to close in. It's going to be bit by bit here for Pete Newman. Is he going to be able to get there by the time they get into turn one? Hunt sends him on the inside. There he is over there. Now Newman's going to have that inside line. He's going to close the door. He's going to get a door shut. Oh, squeeze. Breathe in, Pete. Breathe in. Does make it through, I think. Oh, they're going to be side by side through into the left-hander of NASCAR bend. Pete Newman, is he going to be able to make it around the outside? He doesn't. Oh, man. Poor old Dan Hunt squeezed the living life out of Pete Newman.
Yeah, well, he was going to have it, wasn't he? Hunt, he was always going to have the inside for that third corner of the racetrack. And now he's going to be, they're going to be focusing more on Hefford the next time they go onto that back straight before roller coaster.
Yeah, he is, and he's going to be tucked in here as well. Through 10A, 10B, into 9 they go. Now it's going to be turn 10 very, very shortly. Through the right-hander, Pete Newman still in there, waiting, looming, hassling, sitting here wondering what's going on. Through the left-hander of South Bend, hard on the brakes. Hunt's going to look at the inside. You don't really need to do it yet. I've got to be honest, you don't need to do it. Newman's carried a lot of speed through here over the outside AstroTurf. Now this is going to be the run again. There's going to be 4 runs here. It'll be Hefford, Hunter, Newman, Kellerman and Jones, then Wilson, Ayres, McLean and Jenkins all scrapping it out. We will try and cover all of them here as well, but you'll see Dan Hunt is going to have a go down into the left-hander. He's still got quite a lot of run to go. Newman's going to make it through, I think, here. He's going to make it through unscathed. What about Craig Jones? Did he make it over the back of Kellerman? He didn't. What about Wilson? Did he lose any places? He hasn't at the moment. The Ayres, McLean and Jenkins all in there. Great action, 3 pockets, 3 battles here, Tom, for us to focus on, and they're only going to have 2 more laps.
Well, we'll say we've got Hunter's pulled out a bit of a margin now over Hefford and Newman, who are in a fight of their own here. Hefford, who was the leader at the beginning of the lap, has dropped down to 3rd place behind Pete Newman with 2 more laps remaining here at VIR in the second race of this evening before we go for a break. Kellerman just ahead of Craig Jones coming towards turn 1, but Jones is thinking about a move as they head towards right around the end. Well, on the inside goes Craig Jones, but he drops it very, very nearly, and that has given the place back to Kellerman. Yeah,
Kellerman takes that position away. Darren McLean and Leon Jenkins running side by side into NASCAR bend, the left-hander. Then McLean into left hook here. He is still managing to hold on in front of Jenkins. There was a little bit of a dive out for Jamie Ayres, who just spat dirt all up into the face behind. But this could soon turn into a 6-car fight. We've got Charles Kellerman, got Craig Jones. There's Wilson, there's Ayres, there's McLean, there's Jenkins all in there. Great little battles taking shape. Michael Lake and Sir Alan Toon, I believe. It's not actually. It's Alan Toon and Colin Sampson are swapping places as well. But now we've got this front 3 who are coming in to the Oak Tree once more there as well. So a great little fight from all of these guys. Newman, oh, he went in. Oh, he's carried so much more speed. Surely this has got to be Newman's opportunity. Surely this is where he's going to go in to retake the lead. You can see he's tucked in behind him at the moment. He's following him across the racetrack. He's going to take the left-hand side. He wants that inside line for the next corner. Pete Newman is going to get it through over Jamie Ayres. There he is there for DOF Reality Sim Racing Studios. Pure Sims on the inside who we're on board with. And Pete does make it through there. Newman, Hunt trying to hang it. Newman gets it all a little bit wrong. Hunt retakes the lead here as well. 2:27 on the clock. This should be the final lap of the race.
Yeah, there'll be a white flag, I would expect, from Barney on the pit straight as they head towards the line. And we'll see as they head over. Hunt has the lead, pulls out of the toe. Make sure Newman doesn't get as much draft as possible.
Yeah, he's waving.
He's waving. Okay, so 1 more lap to go.
Yeah, final lap of the race. Craig Jones, Jamie Wilson there as well. Wilson did catch up with Jones and Kellerman. Kellerman still on the right-hand side. Jones going to try and follow Wilson through. Kellerman, you've opened the door. If you get done twice, mate, unfortunately, dude, you're going to leave the door wide open like that. Somebody's going to burgle you. And at the moment, Charles Kellerman is close to losing 2 places. Jones didn't quite be big and brave and hang it in there. He is now. He's hit Kellerman. Kellerman's going to go round in front of Ayres. Oh! Oh, another 4-car pileup. Oh, Mr. Jones. I think that may have had something to do with you, sir. And there was contact, I think.
Well, he kick-started it. Jones ran into Kellerman first, which sent Kellerman round, and everyone else just piled in behind.
Yeah, it was here. Watch his front left. There. Just stinks the wheel arch, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then bang, everybody else in there, McLean, Jenkins, all involved in that one, Ayres as well. But this is going to be the final run now for these guys. I hope PBG's washed his hands before the next race. Don't, not again, not again. Here either, as they come down to the final run now as well. Pete Newman, Dan Hunt, who's going to get this? Newman's on the left, he's going to pull out, he's going to try it once more. He's got about half the straight to go for Pete Newman. Can he carry that more speed? He needs more. He's got to send it in late, give Hunt something to think about. Are we going to see a repeat of race number 1? We don't. It's going to be a run down to the line. Newman's going to open up the steering. Don't tighten it up, open it up on that one through the left-hander. Now in through the whole pen we go. Pete Newman.
Yeah. Very good exit.
Watch that, Hunt. Watch this with Hunt, because he's going to get the draft here. This is going to be mighty, mighty, mighty close. To the line we go. On board now as well. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? It's going to be Dan Hunt.
Oh, goodness me.
Smallest amount in the world.
Oh, my.
Oh. Let's have a look from Newman's point of view. This is where... it started from, oh, dark blimey, we're a long way back on that one. Don't really want to be that far back, but we can. Can we go a little bit forward? This will do. You can see here, they're literally still in and aligned. There's Hunt there, but as soon as he come off this far in the corner, he literally was going to get the run all day. That was the problem. And now you can see Newman's got nowhere to go. He doesn't know where to defend. He can't really do a lot, so he takes the inside line. The problem is here comes Dan Hunt. And we're going to follow him all the way round here as well. He gets the run, and look at the difference. It is literally nose hairs difference between Pete Newman and Dan Hunt there. That was incredibly close once more. Absolute stunning job from all of these guys here. Dan Hunt is your winner by 0.008. That's 8 thousandths of a second. Steve Efford in there, a 10th back. Then Craig Jones in 4th, taking the win in the AMS. Great job from Mr. Jones. Jamie Ayres in 5th, and Darren McLean wrapping up 2nd place. Then Jamie Wilson, Tom Griffiths, Ralph Cullinan and Colin Sampson. Final podium for the AMS. Then you got Sir Alan Toon, Charles Kellerman, Michael Lake, Leon Jenkins, PVG, and Fiona Siddons. Great job from everybody on that one. Right, guys, we're going to take a short break, and we'll change over into the next session. And as for normal, grab a drink, get your popcorn, and we'll see you very, very shortly. Okay, guys, we are back for race number 3. Complete random reverse grid for race number 3. I can tell you now it's a top 10 reverse for race number 4. Me and Kellerman was netcode, quite a bit of netcode this evening. Yep, that ruins the fun, says Craig Jones there as well. But race 2 and race number 1, Tom, quite a lot of action. Been a good evening of racing so far.
Absolutely so. I'm loving the racetrack of VIR. Put on a really, really good show for all these Mazda MX5s. We've still got 3 rounds to go after VIR. We go to Barber, to New Hampshire on the road course, and it's off to the Saxon Ring to round off the UK SimRacers Championship for Mazda MX5 for 2024.
Yeah, definitely on that one. We are in the warm-up session. We've got about 50 seconds left. Don't forget, if you're here for the first time, like, subscribe, turn on the bells, and do all that other fancy jazz for free. That would be absolutely amazing. If you're not here for the first time, well, like and make sure you got your bells on, because you don't want to miss any more action here as well. Much love to all of you. SJ there as well in YouTube chat. Much appreciated for joining us. Should be a fun one for the rest of the night. Race 3 and race 4 to come. As I said, we are just coming towards the end of the practice session. Quite a few people out on the racetrack at this moment in time. Tom Griffiths being one of them. Steve Everett, Jamie Ayres, Darren McLean, Sampson, Michael Lake, Kellerman out there as well. Paul LeMay. Good evening, guys. This looks a lot of fun. You can get yourself involved if you want to come and race on a Tuesday in the MX5. There is a Discord link down in the description below. If you have any problems, let me know, or you can go and check out the UkSimracers.co.uk, I believe it is, here this evening as well. I will just check on that because I'm sure it is. Yeah, UkSimracers.co.uk. Go and check it out. All the details on there as well. You can get yourself involved and come and join in all the action, Mr. LeMay, if you want to here. You know you want to. I can see it in your eyes here again, Paul. Well, maybe not see it in your eyes because you're obviously in YouTube chat, but I know deep down you want to come and race some little MX5s here as well. We've got 3 races left of the season before we go into the winter season. Now, whether or not we're still waiting on details of the winter season, what they're going to do, whether or not they'll stick with the MX5s or they'll go to the GR86s like they did a couple of seasons ago, when was it, last year I think they went to the GR86s. But we will see. We will know more as the weeks go on. Hopefully we'll have a final announcement from these guys towards the end of this season here as well. Should be great fun here. Going into race 3, Tom, we know it's a complete random reverse. Anything can happen.
Yeah, and going back to what you were saying about Paul LeMay, actually, who got in touch, we'd love to have him on board, and we'd love to have more and more drivers involved in the UK SimRacers Championship, because this particular series puts on something which I've never thought I'd be seeing, and that's some spectacular racing everywhere you look, not just on one particular part of the course, but everywhere you see it at every corner. Meanwhile, here is the grid.
Yeah, Jamie Wilson will be on pole position with Michael Lake in second. Wow, welcome to baptism of fire for Mr. Lake. Ralph Cullinan in third, then Tom Griffiths, Dan Hunt, Charles Kellerman, Colin Sampson, Leon Jenkins, Alan Toome, Pete Newman, Steve Hefford, Darren McLean, Steve Hefford, and then at the back of the field, we've got Craig Jones and Jamie Ayres. Of course, we know Fiona Siddons didn't make the first 2, has not made race 3 and race number 4. Michael Lake is going to have a big old baptism of fire. I'm thinking about it, mate. That means you're going to be here with your brother, Paul. Don't tell fibs. The LeMay, 2 brothers racing out on track for the little MX5s, mate. Watch this one because it's going to be an absolute banger. We'll see if Sir Alan Toone looks like he's still in the voice chat, so hopefully he will be still out on there. If anybody's got any problems with the Discord link, let me know and I will get you one out of. In fact, I could probably do that now. Lights coming on here. We're going to have 4 lights, 5 lights. Ladies and gentlemen, race 3 is green, green, green. There's the Discord link if you want to get yourselves involved. But we're up and running. Jamie Wilson out in front, Michael Lake alongside him here. Lake's got a great start at this moment in time. He's going to go into the horseshoe. Is he going to be big and brave and run it around the outside at the moment. Griffiths is in there with Ralph Cullen and Dan Hunt, Colin Sampson, Charles Kellerman, Jenkins all in there for Lederell. Newman's there at the back. It's Ayres, Hefford and Jones with Sir Alan Toon down at the order. But at the moment, Jamie Wilson takes the whole shot. Ralph Cullen gets a little bit close to Mr. Lake there on that time around. Gave Lake a little bit of a hit coming through NASCAR, through the right-hander now, through the snake they go. And at the moment, Jamie Wilson has done what he had to do here, Tom. He's taken the whole shot and got out in front.
Yeah, and Darren McLean's shot back horribly. I don't know if he's had an error somewhere, but either way, Jamie Wilson pulling away from the rest of the pack. A chance to get a second win this evening for Jamie Wilson. Michael Lake, the AM leader, has got all sorts of drivers looming behind, and he's just got to make sure he watches his mirrors everywhere he looks as they come towards the back straight for the first time.
Yeah, here we go into the horseshoe. Lake still holding on to that second place. Wilson's about a second up the road, but this is it. This is where we could have absolute carnage and chaos, as there is this group right the way down to Jenkins. Now we're going to have some draft, and it's going to come in the shape of Ralph Cullen, I think, who's going to be getting to Lake first. Hunt's going to have Griffiths for company. Sampson's in there. Newman's already alongside Kellerman. Now he's got Leon Jenkins pulling him along as well, but it is going to be Tom Griffiths fighting it out up the front with Dan Hunt as well. You can see scrapping backwards and forwards. Hunt's going to have the outside line. Lake holds on. He's late on the brakes. He's hard on the brakes as well for Michael Lake, and now he's still managing to hold on to that second place. But is it a matter of if, or rather than when, or is it, what is the situation, do we think? Is it when and if for Michael Lake he's going to get overtaken?
Well, it should be at the end of this pit straight here. It depends on where Cullen and all that decide to go. But look at how many cars are stacked up behind Michael Lake as Jamie Wilson continues to shoot further and further up the distance. Cullen on the inside. Dan Hunt waits in the wings, but he makes contact and Lake can't go off.
Oh, Lake and Cullinan. Oh my dearie me. Was that Hunt or was that Ayres? It might have been Hunt. Hunt.
It was Hunt.
Oh, Dan Hunt. Naughty, naughty boy. He comes over, he tries to force the gap, gets squeezed, bang.
I don't think it's as obvious as we might have thought, to be honest, James. I think he kind of got boxed in between Cullinan and Lake. And yeah, and unfortunately Lake and Cullinan have paid the price. Lake is out of the race. Cullinan somehow, well, no, he's out of it as well as Cullinan. So that's two of them out. I think Dan Hunt could well be under investigation later.
Yeah, naughty boy, Mr. Hunt, for that one. But he did get squeezed. He went for a gap that's not necessarily there. And unfortunately takes out two drivers. He flipped Ralph Cullinan. He then went and hit went into Michael Lake, but that was it. Game over on that one. And we'll see if they come out for race number 3 and 4. Of course, they get zero fast repairs here, guys. It's literally as real life as we can make it. Tom Griffiths now gonna be on the back here of Dan Hunt. He's got about half the straight to go. Is he gonna be big and brave? He is. He sends it out the inside. What's going to happen here as well? Hunt's going to come back at him. Griffiths is going to lean on him through this corner. He does make it through. Tom Griffiths relegates Dan Hunt to third. Jenkins and Sampson also side by side. Job done for them. That's Sampson has gone. Oh, he's gone actually. Where did Sampson go? He went in behind him. Got a little bit tangled up, and now he's in the mix with Ayres and Hefford here. Great racing all the way through, and literally 4 seconds from Darren McLean in 11th to the guys up front. 4 seconds. Dan Hunt, Tom Griffiths side by side.
Yeah, well, we've got two battles hanging over the field here. We've got Griffiths and Hunt, and Newman is getting his nose into the act here, as is Leon Jenkins, who has not had a lot of luck so far this evening with 2 non-finishes to his name. Hunt on the inside of Griffiths before they get to turn number 3, and that is him through into second place, but for how long?
Yeah, Griffiths going to try and go up the inside, not this time. Tom Griffiths and Michael Lake are friends, and they are in Discord chat together there, so I do wonder Is Lakey going to be talking to Griffiths about what's been going on, and is he going to sit back for him? And I don't even know if it was his fault. I think Dan Hunt went for a gap that was always going to close, and then unfortunately caused a little bit of chaos. But he is now sitting in second on that run into the horseshoe, but I think that might change by the end of this straight, Tom.
Yeah, cars going wide as well. Hunt, Griffiths, and I think Neiman maybe went a little bit too far out wide, pushing ever so hard, but they just need to be careful they don't get any slowed out penalties, as that could cause a bit of a problem further back.
Yeah, you see Newman's pulled alongside Griffiths now. He's going to be picking up the slipstream of Hunt. Hunt's going to be pulling Newman along. Griffiths has got to make a choice. Yep, he slots right in behind him. Jenkins is going to catch the draft all at the same time here. Look on the left-hand side. There's no white until you get down to Tooney. But everybody else is packed in here. Darren McLean, Craig Jones running side by side. McLean has just gone past Jones. Jones is going to come back at him. McLean's going to have the inside. Is Jones going to be big and brave and hang it round the outside? Jenkins has gone off there. But it is now Craig Jones, Darren McLean side by side, bumping around and bruising each other. Now Craig makes it through and Jones out in front. Newman, Hunt and Griffiths. What happened to Jenkins? Did he get caught up with somebody? Jamie Ayres.
It was Jamie Ayres that ran into him, and Jenkins did well actually not to come back into the path with him, otherwise he could have taken multiple cars out of the race right there and then. But I think Jamie Ayres has to take responsibility for the contact by punting Jenkins out of the way. There is Hunt and Neiman, who have history, both in VIR, and do you remember in Donington they collided as well on the last lap, James?
They just did it, didn't they, in race ago? So, yeah, they've been involved in their own little ta-ta-tas. Good evening, Fiona. Siddons did not race due to pup chewing bulbils and blowing electrics, all sorted, but too late to race. Oh, dear me, I dread that with our new puppy as well. A puppy is a year old, but I'll swear he's got pica and he eats absolutely everything here. So I dread putting the Christmas tree out just yet for him. I have to put like almost an electric fence around it. That will stop him. Little rascal there as well. Got a little dash hound who's a little bit of a monster. Wilson now in first place. Dan Hunt in second. Newman there with Griffiths. Then it's 2.8 seconds to Heffer, who's got Ayres, Sampson, Kellerman, Jones and McLean. But it's going to be this run again. This back straight providing all the action. That corner up front making all the overtakes here into turn 13. And it seems to be the place to be at this moment in time for overtakes.
Wilson's 2-second lead had evaporated very, very quickly from a couple of laps ago. And it looks like Hunt is well and truly in line to take over leadership. And looking at Newman as well, thinking he might be able to go through at the same time. Out breaks Wilson around the outside into roller coaster. And that was a very clean move there from Pete Newman to go up into P2.
Yeah, he does now. Makes it through. Newman now sets after Hunt again through the right-hander. They go. And on that run down the start finish straight on board with the JPB chopper out in America. Sadly not flown by myself or Tom. We're back home in sunny old England. Sunny? Rainy old England, really. Pete Newman now on that run into turn number one. He's going to take the inside line. He's going to outbrake Dan Hunt as much as he can. He needs to open up the steering a little bit, give Hunt something to think about. Now Newman's going to be on the outside for the next left-hander. NASCAR bend here. Is this going to be Newman's corner? Is it going to be Hunt's corner? It looks like it might be Hunt's. It is Dan Hunt. He comes over into the face of Pete Newman. Newman tries to slot back through. Doesn't make it through this time around. The battle behind Steve Evans, Jamie Ayres still fighting out. They've got 1.6 to the arm drivers of Kellerman, Sampson, McLean and Jones. McLean did clear Jones. Sampson also there as well. Just touched the off side of the circuit for Colin Sampson, and unfortunately he settled in there behind Leon Jenkins. But was this is all his own fault? Over the curb, yep, unsettling the car, round he goes. Seen that 3 times already this evening, so be aware on that one. But Dan Hunt still under pressure from Pete Newman coming into the horseshoe.
Here we go. So it's Hunt, Newman, Wilson and Griffiths. Almost like what we saw in the first race, didn't we? Although except the fact that it was Jamie Ayres involved and not Tom Griffiths. So we're going to see all these 4 go into combat here. There'll be 2 more laps to go after this one. And this is a chance for Newman to get back the lead here on Hunt, although we'll just wait to see how Wilson and Griffiths take advantage should these two dice it out.
Yeah, Newman's going to have the inside here. There is Dan Hunt. Through he goes, Pete Newman this time without any argument on that one. Tooney's been off the side of the circuit as well, but Pete Newman takes the lead. Ayres is still in behind Hefford. Hefford's trying to get closer. Jones still fighting out with McLean. Jenkins is a little bit further back there as well. But it is Pete Newman, Dan Hunt, Wilson and Griffiths. Front four still scrapping it out. Close battles all the way here. 4 minutes on the clock. We're going to have this one and one more, I believe, before we go over to race number 4. But Hunt's trying around the outside of turn number 1. He knows he needs the inside for the next left-hander. Is Newman going to give it to him, or is he going to cover him off? He covers him off. Griffiths is cleared. Wilson in behind. We saw that as well. Now Hunt's going to look up the inside, not making it through NASCAR bend this time, not making it through left hook. Is he going to have to wait for that run out horseshoe again?
Well, it could well be the case, and you can see how close these 4 are. I mean, it could end up being Wilson, who is currently in P4, being in the lead by the end of the back straight. But don't count out Steve Hefford or Jamie Ayres either, because they'll be closing in on this.
Yeah, they are, but I don't know if they're going to be close enough going into this final lap. Hunt's in there pressurising all over the back of Newman at the moment. Is he going to be able to make it into the horseshoe? I don't think he's going to get past him this time around. I think Newman's going to hang on here through the left-hander. It wouldn't have hurt him if he'd let him through, but he didn't. Griffiths is going to sneak up the inside for Hunt. This might be a little bit of a lifesaver for Newman now. Griffiths slots back in again, doesn't quite get it. Wilson's pulled to the right-hand side. He kind of don't always want none of it on that one, Tom.
Well, it was a bad mistake from Hunt into the oak tree section, which allowed Newman to pull away, and that could give Newman a little bit of a buffer here, but that buffer will easily evaporate, and now we've got a fight for P2 between Hunt and Griffiths, going towards the roller coaster now for the penultimate time in this race. Newman goes through, Griffiths goes in too deep, and Hunt goes back ahead.
Yeah, Griffiths went in too deep on that time, but he's not dropped miles back. I can tell you that much. It's not miles away from these guys. Is he going to be able to get through once more coming into turn 1? Newman should go to the right-hand side, I would have thought. And trying to hold on to this lead. He wants Hunt round the outside. He needs Hunt round the outside, because that is the slower line, but that will give Hunt the inside line for the next one for Pete Newman. Final lap of the race. Barney's waving. Newman's holding on at the moment.
Yeah, and Newman had a little bit of a twitch on the exit of the first corner, and that allows Hunt to get a run on him around the outside. Won't do it into 2. They won't do it into 3 either, because, well, they're in single file pretty much almost, these 3. But this is it. This is the intensifying moment in the race. Who's going to come out on top? Is it going to be Newman? Is it going to be Hunt? Will it be Griffiths, or will it be Wilson? Wilson took the race 1 win. Hunt, by the skin of his teeth, took the race 2 victory.
Yeah, he did. Is he going to be able to do it here? I think he's going to have to settle in. Griffiths is going to harass him all the way down here. Newman still trying to hang on. He doesn't want to be on the outside. I don't even know if Dan Hunt wants Griffiths on the inside, to be blatantly honest. Griffiths slots in behind him on that run to the horseshoe again. Final run down the straight.
Yeah, I don't know if Griffiths got a little bit of a tap from Jamie Wilson. Well, he certainly did that through Oak Tree. And did Hunt get a good run? He did, and I don't think Newman would have wanted a good of an exit as he did there. And that's going to give the toe for Hunt, Griffiths, and possibly Wilson to make an absolute lunge at roller coaster.
Well, who's going to be big and brave? Hunt's going to go on the outside of Pete Newman. Griffiths is going to be in there as well. He's going to try and force a gap. He can't force a gap, so he goes to send it 3 wide. Hunt almost comes over the line, and Newman puts Newman on the grass.
What's that?
Wilson again. He's going to do it again. Oh, it's like a rinse repeat of race number 1. Wilson's going to come over the line. Oh, Jamie Wilson's going to capitalise. He is there as well. He's gonna take the victory once more for Jamie Wilson. Steve Everett comes in behind Tom Griffiths and Dan Hunt. Jamie Ayres in 5th place. Charles Kellerman wraps up the hands with Darren McLean and Craig Jones. Jamie Wilson, wow. Once more holding on. He just sat back there. He saw it happening, and then it was just game over. But if you have a look first here, go on the chopper. If we can get on the chopper quick enough, we can. Right. If we go have a look, just about coming into the turn, watch Hunt run a little bit wide, and that flicks Pete Newman just about there. Newman gets a little bit of a wobble on. He knows he's had to avoid it because Hunt's carried in too much, and he's gone in deep, and then all of a sudden, bang! There as well, just as we change over sessions. Wonderful. And we're going in the dark. Even better. But the results from race number 3. Oh, dearie me. Jamie Wilson, your winner. Tom Griffith second, and Dan Hunt in the pros. And Steve Hefford, Jamie Ayres there as well. Charles Kellerman wraps up the AM victory with McLean in 2nd place and Jones in 3rd. Then you got Leon Jenkins, Colin Sampson, Sir Alan Toome, Pete Newman, Michael Lake and Ralph Cullinan. Unfortunate again for Pete Newman and Dan Hunt.
I'm interested to see whether it's actually raining over there. I don't think it is at VIR. So it looks like it's going to be a dry race. No. So it's going to be a dry evening for these drivers, but it's going to be a different challenge underneath the lights. Sadly, there's no floodlights around VIR. So they'll have to make do with the... Are they full beam headlights or are they dipped headlights? Can't quite tell.
Well, they're not... You can... It's really difficult because they're not quite full beam, but they're not... They're almost like your lights are on, just normal on that one. So you're not on like stage 1 of the car, you're on stage 2 before you go and blind people with the full beam. So yeah, they're kind of neither really.
So we've just seen some drivers on the circuit there. Who will focus in on there?
That's, believe it or not, that's Craig Jones.
Yeah.
On there at the moment.
I think once the whole field gathered together at the start, we'll be able to recognise who is where. And it's going to be quite tricky because we saw it at Brands Hatch, if you remember, but the good thing was everyone was stuck together. It became easier for us to see who was what. Yes.
Hopefully we might be able to tell who they are. But the picture in the bottom left-hand corner, I think that's going to be about as much as we're going to be able to see here, to be blatantly honest, because it does look like it's pitch black for us. So, yeah, going to be interesting on that one. See how we get on once more. But race 4 should be fun.
Well, it should be fun. And Craig Jones, I don't know what he'll be thinking at this moment in time, because you have to take a class win this evening. How will the dark play into his hands?
I don't know, mate. I can't answer that. Can't answer that, dude. To be blatantly honest, because I think it's going to be tough. Recognising your breaking point in daylight when you're racing so close is fine, but recognising it in the dark when you're racing so close is doubly different.
Well, we've got Craig Jones, who's on circuit, heading towards the end of a recon lap, let's just say, because they don't have long for a warm-up session. Jones is going to maybe get a lap in. They won't see a time, unfortunately, because they won't have time to get the laps in. McLean's got a time on the board. Lake has got a time on the board. Hefford has got a time on the board. I think Jones is going to get a time on the board as he goes over the line. I don't think he's not going to be anything magnificent by any stretch of the imagination. Here he goes over the line, and Jones goes 4th fastest of all those who have just made their way on track just to get used to the conditions, given that the track temperature and the air temperature will have dropped since race 3. So it could play a bit of a difference in regards to how they attack this circuit.
Yeah. It definitely is. We're in that warm-up, 1 minute to go. If you've never driven in the dark before, well, welcome. You're going to have an interesting one on there. I love Jeff Young in YouTube. He's just put Silly Billy after the incident from the guys as well. So, yeah, top for all of them, I think, involved in that one. And, well, I don't really know what to say on that one, I think, to be honest with you, Tom. I'm not really sure where the blame lies.
Missed that question actually, James. I was concentrating on Jones around the circuit, but you might want to repeat that question for me. So
I said it's tough to know where the blame lies on the incident with Hunt and Newman.
Yeah, well, to be honest, it looked like a racing incident, but what was clever, actually, from Tom Griffiths was that he lifted off before they got to the apex of roller coaster and just allowed Newman and Hunt to have their own incident. And it was just unfortunately got involved in it because he was on the outside line, and when Newman came back across on Dan Hunt and took Griffiths with him, that was when Wilson was able to capitalise and bring home the win for the second time tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We will, of course, go into the final race of the evening. And let's bring you up the grid for race number 4. Colin Sampson on pole, top 10 reverse. Jenkins, Jones, McLean, Kellerman, Ayres to Hefford, Hunt, Griffiths, Wilson to Alan Toon and Pete Newman. Then you've got Michael Lake and Ralph Cullinan at the back. Leon Jenkins sitting in second place at this moment in time here. We'll see how he gets on that one. Going to be very, very interested and excited indeed to see how this one pans out. Jenkins on pole, of course. So hold on to your hats, because I think this race number 4 is going to be very, very interested indeed here as well. So there we go. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just waiting for Colin Sampson, actually. Oh no, a night race. I know, Charles. I know. I feel your pain, mate. Here we go. Jay Sampson's not making it. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. He is in pit lane. Colin Sampson, and it's green, green, green. He is coming out now, but Leon Jenkins takes the whole shot. Craig Jones gets off the line. Darren McLean's going to run up alongside him as well. There's the battle all the way through. Charles Kellerman in there alongside Jamie Ayres, Steve Hefford. But at the moment, Jenkins takes the whole shot going into turn number 1. Great job from Leon Jenkins. Takes the whole shot here as well. Does what he needs to do, gets in through the left-hander, and a great job overall for Leon Jenkins. Did what he had to do and shot out in front.
Yeah, and a chance for Jenkins to pull away because he's got 2 AM drivers right behind before Jamie has, and they've got another AM of Charles Kellerman, and he got all that pro group of Hefford, Hunt, Griffiths, Wilson, Newman and Cullinan together. So this is a great chance for Jenkins for once to pull away from the pack.
Yeah, he's going to try and open it up here, Jenkins, I think. Got to try and get through. Got to try and lead it away and stay out in front for as long as possible. Is that going to be that run up through the horseshoe that's going to be the problem? Is it going to be Jenkins leading by the end of turn number 1? That's going to be the question. You see it's dark here. That is Jenkins, Jones, McLean and Ayres now, who cleared Charles Kellerman. So let's see if Jenkins can hold on. What do we see from Jones? Well, without the lights, we'd be looking at pitch black. Let's put it that way. But Sampson and Toon are having a nice little battle. Lake at the bottom end of the grid. I think Michael Lake's just actually made a boo-boo. But Jones has got McLean closing in a rapid set of knots here. McLean's going to take that inside line. This is going to be the first run in the dark through the left-hander. Who's going to be able to hold on? Jones is managing contact a little bit. And poor old Darren McLean leads us 2 places.
Yeah, McLean down the order. Jones through into P2. He had the right to take the line. He did as well, did Jones. And didn't put McLean out too far out wide, but he made sure that McLean wasn't going to get the gap that he would have wanted. And so Jones holds on to the AM lead. Hunt going through on Kellerman on circuit, which is expected, as he's now tucked up behind Jones on the pit straight. Will he go for it into turn number 1? Will he have the inside line? He will have the inside line. Does Jones know that he's there? He does know that he's there, and holds on to the position, which will give Jenkins a little bit of comfort for the time being.
Well, yeah, but how much comfort? That's going to be the question. Here. How much comfort is he going to have? Oh, Jenkins has made a mistake. Jones is going to go through, I think. Is he going to try and be big and brave here? No, he doesn't get through. Jenkins recovers. Great recovery from Jenkins. But I can tell, oh, Jamie has a Craig Jones has been involved before in the wall. Ayres is in the wall. Oh.
I was worried as to whether he was going to come back onto the circuit as well, given the way he rebounded off the barrier. But Jamie Ayres' car is wrecked, and that will be his race over for sure. There's no way you can continue with the car in the state that it is, and now Joseph Steve Hefford right behind here.
Yeah, Hefford there with a Momo. Jones in there, second place, Jenkins in first. This is where Jones needs to get as much of the draft as possible to try here. He's in right behind Hefford, is right behind Jones. Then we've got McLean, then we've got Hunt. Go on, Jenkins, says SJ in YouTube chat. Hefford running side by side. I would go on to the chopper, but I'm not entirely sure you'll see a lot. Oh, you can actually, with all the lights from the cars. Hefford's going to have that line. Jones breaks a little bit earlier. Hefford does take that position. Can Leon Jenkins now hold on here? This is going to be the thing. He's got 10 minutes to go. Can he hold on?
We'll wait and see. But now Hefford has got Jenkins in his sights. Hefford, who we saw take victory, I think, in a wet one not too long ago in the wet, if I can remember correctly. But he's got a chance to go for a victory here. Not quite in wet conditions, but nevertheless, he's got the likes of Jones and McLean between him and Dan Hunt, Tom Griffiths and co.
Yeah, he definitely has. Hefford there. Jones, you've got to be brave, mate. You've got to be brave. You're leaving the door wide open. McLean's going to absolutely rob you unless you can get that car on the inside. Muscles, Jones, muscles. He did there. Oh, he goes and hits Steve Hefford. Oh, Craig Jones.
I mean, that was precipitate driving there from Jones. He just too desperate. He was concentrating more on getting back ahead of McLean instead of just getting the car slowed down and avoiding the contact. And that was totally self-inflicted by Craig Jones, unfortunately.
I don't really know what to say apart from Jenkins, Hefford, Hunt, and carry on as you normally would be here and see how they go. But yeah, big mistake from Craig Jones.
Yeah, it's just too desperate. He was just too desperate. He got out of shape through turn one. And like you were saying, that he kept the door open, and we've just seen Newman and Wilson go down the order, and someone else has spun. McLean has gone round.
Yeah, and Pete Newman. And Pete Newman there. So Newman's gone round as well. We'll have a look back at that one very, very shortly. But yeah, big problems there for a lot of people. Jones is still at the back of the field. He overtakes Alan Toon. Hefford's going to get that run, I think. There's somebody down in 11th. That is, well, I believe at the time it was Wilson. But Leon Jenkins there as well. This is Newman. I'm trying to see if we can find the best picture, but it is dark. Oh, yeah. Pete goes in. Great. Yeah. Oh, and then comes across. Oh, Pete Newman, big snap. This is what happened to Alan Toon. In behind that is Craig Jones. Oh,
Jones snaps him round, doesn't he?
Yeah, unfortunately, Tooney's had to jump back to the pits. Jenkins still going with Hefford. And Jenkins looking at the inside. They're free wide. Oh, this ain't a corner you go free wide on. This is not a free.
This is going to end in tears. This is going to end in tears. Not careful.
Oh, Jenkins backs out. He's going to look for the run coming out of the corner. Griffiths goes up the inside of Hunt as well. The blue machine here, Tom. This is getting very close.
Yeah, it's getting messy now. They're getting a bit carried away, the drivers, with the way that they're cutting across on each other in dark conditions. So they just need to settle down in single file for now before they start being a bit too silly on circuit. We know it's the last race, but we want a clean one of it.
Yeah. Here we go. It's all getting very, very close. Jenkins now muscling with Hefford through here again. Doesn't want to be on the outside for the next left-hander. He does not want to be on the outside. He doesn't. He comes and takes that position. Now dropping down again into the horseshoe. Jenkins has got to make sure he gets through this, Tom. He's got to make sure he can get out in front of this, but can he hold on?
Well, I can tell you that Hefford didn't get a very good exit, but he'll keep himself within the draft. Which way will he go by the time they get to roller coaster?
Well, we're going to find out very, very shortly. There is Leon Jenkins. There is Steve Hefford, Dan Hunt, Tom Griffiths, Ralph Cullinan, Charles Kellerman in there. Further back with Cullinan. Hefford's going to try the inside line. Jenkins has got to send it in deep. Send it in deep. Open it up, open it up, open it up, open it up. Ah, you're too late. He's round the outside. Jenkins needs the inside line for the final corner. They're side by side, little bit of door banging. Jenkins goes in again, big and brave. Hefford gets loose. That opens him up to Hunt. He puts Hunt on the grass. Griffiths is going to come at him now. It's going to be 3 wide here. Almost, it's gonna be just, I think. Oh, Hefford slots in behind Griffiths. Who's the horse he's gonna push? It's gonna be Dan Hunt. Hunt comes all the way over. Big block. It's like watching a NASCAR at Talladega. Hunt's got in. Oh,
it's
no.
really clumsy.
No. No way.
I did say they were getting carried away, weren't they?
Ref. VAR. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, Cullinan climbs Hefford.
Oh my goodness me.
That.
I can imagine there's going to be a lot of stewarding going on after this, because looking at the replay now.
You're coming far too hot.
Yeah, way too hot. Yeah. He concentrated more on Griffiths and Hefford instead of Jenkins.
Yeah. And Griffiths got involved as well. SJ in YouTube. What? He's put there. Oh, no. SJ, I'm sorry. Ralph Cullinan, Steve Hefford now out on the racetrack. Dan Hunt still there. Again, still battling on the race circuit. Yeah, very, very interested indeed.
We could end up with a record number of finishes here. Well, it's a low number of finishes if we continue getting more of this. We want to see a lot of get as many drivers to the checker flag as possible, but we've now got a 4-car battle for the lead of Ralph Cullinan, Steve Hefford, Dan Hunt, who will most certainly be under investigation for the contact with Leon Jenkins that inflicted that concertina, and you got Charles Kellerman, who could all of a sudden pick up an overall win for an AM driver.
Yeah. Do you know, if they come together and Kellerman comes through, it's going to be, well, it'll be a moment. Robbed, says Phil. Robbed. Yeah. I kind of somehow agree with you. Unfortunately, that was just a misbreaking opportunity by this man, and has caused a bit of a ruckus, I would say, there as well, because yeah. I think Jenkins might have had that.
Yeah. Well, we've got a battle for second place, James, between Cullinan and Hunt. Hunt on the curb, and thankfully he leaves Cullinan space to get through the corner, and now Hunt will just want to settle in behind and wait for the back straight after Oak Tree.
Yeah, absolutely. And they ain't going to have long. They're going to have one and one more. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of inquiries after this, I think. And at the moment, Steve Hefford leads the way with Ralph Cullinan and Dan Hunt and Charles Kellerman. As you say, if we've seen anything like we have over race 1 and race number 3, Charles Kellerman's going to win, right?
Well, that is a possibility. And now we're looking at Hefford, Cullinan and Hunt exiting Oak Tree now. Oh, and Hefford goes well wide, doesn't he? And that's going to give Cullinan the invitation he will need for when they get to roller coaster. And we keep seeing that Ayres is behind Lake, and I can say that is not exactly the case. though Lakers might have just gone back out on circuit. But we want to focus on the battle for the lead here. As Coupland goes to the outside, it will be, which will become the inside when they go downhill. And Cullen takes over leadership, but for how long?
Well, let's hope we don't end up like... Yay. I can actually see Charles Kellerman winning this. I literally can see Charles Kellerman taking this one.
But if he gets involved in this collision with the other three, that could all of a sudden give Leon Jenkins the win.
It could do, but Jenkins is a long way back. I don't know if these guys, they've got to proper wreck each other for them to lose 7 seconds. Here, side by side. Hunt, look there. Cullinan still got, I don't know, he has got, I think he just got bumped out of the way. He's going to have that inside line. Is he going to have the inside? He is going to have the inside line. Is he going to be able to hold on? Heffert's gone wide. Yeah. Oh, careful, Charles, careful. Oh, wow.
Well, this is a chance actually now for Cullinan to just hold on ahead of Dan Hunt, who has probably been the driver of the whole year. But I doubt that he's going to be leaving this evening scot-free from the stewards with all of the pandemonium he's been involved in.
Yeah. I don't think he is. I don't know. This is one area that I'm trying to keep myself out of, because normally when I say something, I end up in the stewards booth as well, trying to explain me comments. So I'm trying to stay out of this at the moment, but yeah, there definitely needs to be something. We've lost Lake, we've lost Griffiths, we've lost Jones, Wilson, Toon, Newman there as well. We've missed what happened to Newman, but I'll try and catch something somewhere at some points, but we want to let this play out. This is the final lap, the final run down here. You can see it's Hunt and Cullinan. Dan Hunt obviously going to be subject to what can be deemed a bit of a controversial evening. Cullinan's got to decide what he's got to do here.
He's going to have to brave it. Oh, he doesn't do it, does he?
Bowled it out. If he can stay close, that run to the line's quite far.
He needs to get a great run. He needs to take a...
Oh,
don't run into him. Don't run into him.
Oh, here we go. Is this going to be the Irishman's first win? Is it going to be Ralph Cullinan's first win? I believe it is first win this season. He pulls out. Hunt sends him round a long way. Cullinan's going to try and get there. He did get there. Oh, Ralph Cullinan. Stunning run. McLean and Jenkins. Jenkins got there as well. Oh, he got there. Wow. Love a good race like that. Ah. Now I can sit back on my chair again.
What a brilliant end to the race. And thankfully it was clean at that part, because it got too messy when the likes of Griffiths, Wilson and Newman got involved. We were conscious of how many finishes we got, but at least we had a drag race to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Lake going to come over. He is on that back straight as well. We've got to wait for them to finish. He is going to be... McLean grabbed second in the AMS, didn't he? And Sampson got third. Oh, wow. Great race, says SJ, absolutely. Don't forget, guys, I did post the Discord link a little bit earlier on. If you do want to get yourself involved, come and join us. It'd be absolutely amazing here as well. You can come and involve yourself in this absolutely meteoric league for MX5 racing. Some of the best racing on iRacing for MX5s in leagues. You got to admit, this was an absolute barnstormer of an evening. Controversies as well. Oh, this one out. I can tell you that much for the old stewards on this one. Right.
Oh, everyone's finished now, James, so I'll let you run down on the final race result for tonight.
Yeah, let's get up as well. I'm just going to bring that up very, very shortly. And here are the final results. Ralph Cullinan in first, Dan Hunt in second, and Steve Hefford in third. That's your 1, 2, 3 in the pros. Charles Kellerman wins it for the AMs, and Leon Jenkins in fifth. Darren McLean in sixth, second in the AMs. Colin Sampson seventh, third in the AMs. Michael Lake in eighth, finished fourth in the AMs. And Jamie Ayres, Tom Griffiths, Craig Jones, Pete Newman, Jamie Wilson, and Sir Alan Toon. I think you can only describe that as a banging evening of racing. We have got Mr. Jamie Wilson in the interview room here as well for the first time forever. Jamie, welcome in.
Evening.
Evening. How are you, sir?
Not too bad. I thought I'd pop in and answer a question of yours.
Oh, okay. Go on, then.
You may remember Knockhill. You asked, "Can I have some new pants, please, Mr. Wilson?" The answer is, you ain't having these ones. They're my lucky ones now.
Mate, you avoided 2 incidents and took the win in race 1 and race 3. Was that just right place, right time?
Pretty much, yeah. It was just a matter of watching the chaos unfold ahead and then just kind of smirking my way to the line afterwards.
Oh, mate, you definitely did as well. But then, you know, race 2 and race 4, little bit of a different story.
Yeah, well, race 2, I had a bit of a side to side with Craig at the last corner. I don't know if you would have picked it up because there was stuff going on further up at the time.
Yeah, I think we did.
So I had a bit of a spin. Yeah, but and then race 4, I just got out of the sim and brought the broadcast up, and you said you didn't quite know what happened to Pete Newman. He got caught out by a car ahead of him, and then did a spin and then corrected it, and I just picked the wrong lane.
So is that in race?
That's in race 4. Yeah.
Oh, there it is there, actually. Ah, yes, because he got wiggles on, didn't he? And he got a little bit loose, I think. Is this the one? Yeah, because he got up behind Darren McLean. He got,
right,
he got a wiggle on, grabbed the grip, and then bang, straight into you. But if you were at home in YouTube chat, because we've got a few people sat there as well, what would you tell them about the racing in the UkSimracers?
Well, I mean, you're probably like still putting your trousers out, you know, extinguishing your trousers from getting on fire, I'm sure.
Mate,
what does that tell you?
I don't know. I was in stitches earlier on. PVG went off and he parked right next to the porta potty. So the first thing I said is, you can't need to go into the toilet. But yeah, at the end of the day,
that's how it feels, though. When you do these races, sometimes it feels like you need to go and take care of business afterwards, because it's such a thrill, put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jamie, listen, mate, much love for jumping in. Thank you for coming and having a chat with me. Anyone you want to shout out while you're there?
Yeah, I already have, but I'll apologise to Tom because I just turned in on him a bit in race 1. I didn't realise he just got deleted as far as I could see. So apologies for that. And yeah, shout out to my Team Chimera teammate Simon, who I know watches these now and again, who has them on in the background. So wake up, Simon. And yeah, thanks to you guys for all the stuff you do. I really enjoy watching these back after the race every week.
Oh, good job, mate, as well. This was an absolute banger. But, Jamie, thank you so much for joining us there, buddy. And look forward to seeing you next week.
Cheers, guys.
Jamie Wilson, it's amazing what drivers remember from broadcast, Tom.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what would have felt after Road America with all the trials and tribulations that have been going on there. But tonight, well, I think it was something different, wasn't it?
Definitely was. And Ralph Cullinan took his first overall win. I can't remember the last time he did it, to be blatantly honest. He's been close, but I don't think he's had one this season. As I look through my notes here, and I do write notes, believe it or not, I can write. I am lefty, so it's not really legible to anybody else apart from myself. But I think that is actually Ralph's first win of the season. He's had lots of seconds, but no wins. So well done, Ralph, on that one. Light Brigade, well done, Ralph. Awesome finish. Estee, great race. Craig Jones is rubbish. Shut up, you. It's only rubbish for you because you can't keep it on the racetrack. Fiona Siddons in there as well, who is Summer Farm Estates. Brilliant. Come join us. I think everybody, if you want to get yourselves involved, come and join us. I posted a Discord link earlier on as well. I also left one. I believe there's one down in the description below, if I'm not mistaken. Come and get involved, guys. It is great racing. We've got 3 races left of this season before we go into the winter season, and that could be absolutely anything. So look forward to that one. But I think that's going to wrap it up. Join me later on. You must join me later on. If you're in the US and you love a little bit of NASCAR, we have got a championship final in Charlotte. 200 laps of Charlotte for the BSC's final race of the season. These guys have been going for 36 weeks, and it literally comes down to this race later on as well. Don't forget this weekend, if you're around from Saturday to Sunday, you can come and join us as well we are obviously, as I said, broadcasting the Jimmy Broadbent's race for mental health. So if you want to come and get involved in that, come and get involved as well. Also posted the GoFundMe link. That would be great if you can. I know times are tough, but if you can, that would be absolutely amazing. So we are doing the race for mental health. As I say, Tony Canaan's in there. I know Max Verstappen's been confirmed. If you look on Jimmy Broadbent's Twitter page, there's loads, or X, whatever you want to call it, there's loads of information on there about who has signed up and who's taking part. So lots of big names are turning out for this one. We are broadcasting it as well. There was quite a few of us over the whole entire 24 hours. So come and join us for that one. But that's going to wrap it up now, guys, as well. And thank you so much for joining us. I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Tom Cairns. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on a track sometime. Good night.